You might not have known Lynne Mar, but she has touched a majority of people in the Boston eclectic music culture. Whether goth, death rock, industrial, metal, noise, or straight-up rock bands, she actively supported them all as a promoter, producer, and friend. Longtime Boston region producer, promoter, artist, and DJ, Definitely D shares his thoughts about Anders.
She would be at metal shows or punk shows or noise shows, some noise shows and industrial shows. Be at a lot of the club nights. I mean, like not long before she passed away. I mean, I saw her and Lori together again at Skinny Puppy for their last time in Boston. I actually had a little bit of an argument with her outside of the club at one point, where I think she was on point, to be honest, but she was talking about supporting a night that was run by someone who I had some extensive bad experiences with, and was like, no, I'm not going there. And she was just like, no, we should all be going to the nights and not let that get in the way and everything else. And that was where her heart was and her head was. So she was definitely someone who really believed in having some unity and putting aside differences as far as supporting the nights and the culture. I think that there's a lot to be said for what efforts go in from promoters that work to produce live events in general. I mean, I think people who just go to the shows don't really take for granted the amount of work that goes into a live event versus a club event. It's relatively easy to set up laptop DJs into a sound system with no worries about feedback versus setting up bands that have different configurations. And she definitely helped a lot of bands with some of their first shows. And she actually, when Ordnance was going on and I was looking for a venue after we had been we had a venue that was closed down on us when we first started, she gave me like a list of places. I mean, that is a spirit. When there are some promoters who are very anti-competitive, that is a spirit that actually helps build a culture and helps foster making things happen. That idea of we're going to help each other out. I'm not thinking about, I just want to be the only one booking these shows. She was giving to the point of trying to make it so that other people could do things too.
Jason Skulls, the drummer for the band Sans Nomenclature that she had sung in, spoke very highly of her and the fun he had with her as bandmates and friends. Her longtime comrade and friend, Lucretia, shares her thoughts about Anders.
I met her on NetGoth, an online community, but I was talking on NetGoth to this woman that she wanted to start up a dark rock music night, and I said, please just take over my night. Between the two of us, we put on shows together because I worked with her, but she mainly did the booking. Sometimes I worked the door, collected the money. She brought in a variety of bands, something I wouldn't have done anyway. And so we got to meet a lot of different kinds of bands and play with them that we wouldn't have otherwise. The reason we were always together was because we were best friends. We were working together on shows a lot. She was often booking mine. At the time, she didn't have a band. And so we would go to shows a lot together. I'd go to her nights. We put on Mass Morgue, which is an annual Halloween event, first at the Sky Bar, I think once or twice at the Middle East, and also at the Cantab. You know, she'd be at any situation, even DJ night. She helped DJ Sterling Golden get his night off the ground because he said he wanted to do mixed genre DJing, and she was like, absolutely, just do it. She gave him pointers, and now he's got a regular night at Zuzu.
How do you think she should be remembered?
As somebody who is always supportive of everyone, always at their nights, always mixing it up. She was everywhere. She was friends with everyone, and just always very supportive, non-judgmental.
Anders represented the best of what our culture is, a place of intellectual and artistic curiosity, giving those who may have different ideas about culture, art, and music a home without mainstream mandates of fitting in. She may have physically left us, but her passion for being an active member of the culture and community she dedicated her efforts and skill to must and will endure through not only our thoughts, but actions. We will not forget you, and thank you, Anders.